DD214 Gaming Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Gaming is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Pretty good though. Kind of like that. It wasn't too bad. That was flowed pretty well today.
Yeah, man. How you
flowed
feeling,
pretty well
man?
today.
We're back 168 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Welcome to church. Welcome back. It has been 168 hours. In fact, holy crap. I don't know, man. Like this week was kind of humdrum for me, and I'm kind of happy that it was humdrum for once in my existence, right? Like how was how was your week?
It was brain productive.
Okay.
Kind of a little hectic. I got a tetanus shot, which I'll get into a little bit later.
Oh yeah.
We could roast on that. And,
sure. We had a couple of bumps and bruises in our household this week as well. So yeah, we could definitely probably trade some war stories, right?
War stories, yeah. I got to do Podcast Go, which we'll get into later. We watched some TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's guys, it's gonna be it's gonna be a weird episode. Just hey, put your seatbelts on.
Just bear with us. You know what I was just about to say, John? You know what we actually sound like right now? Like no shit, what we actually sound like? A couple of fucking veterans that just like didn't do shit all week and like feel guilty for not doing shit all week.
Yeah.
How do you feel guilty about like I really didn't have much to do and I didn't have to do much? And then why is that so foreign of a concept in like our brains? You know what I mean?
That is so funny too, because like
just
we're
put it out there.
We're all obligated, to be lazy.
Sometimes.
Granted, you could be lazy for 6 years in a row. I mean, that's that's up to you. But I mean, we're all entitled to it, right?
To an extent,
Get
yeah.
a little lazy every now and then,
Everyone, I'd say if you're not allowing yourself to get a little lazy once in a while, or just take some time off, or take a breather, or don't do so much, like you probably need to think about it anyways. Think about doing that, and looking into getting some rest and relaxation. Like R&R is a thing, and I know we live in a world that is Mach 10 like every day for the minute you wake up to when you go to sleep, but everybody needs to wind down too, and it is kind of summer now, so
that's right.
Why not chill out for a week, right? Why not have a 168 hours of just okay? I mean, if we want to, we can.
How hot is it over there?
I think yesterday it got up to like 80 something,
nice.
But we're getting intermittent thunderstorms right now, so the weather is keeping the temperature kind of muted for the moment. It's about to get probably within this week, or definitely by next week, it's going to start getting like hot and stupid.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's here. The hot weather's here.
Is it for you?
Oh, it's
was
here.
it?
Oh yeah, this week it was in the 80s, the 90s. It was it was like disgustingly hot, but at the same time, they were like at the nights were just beautiful.
It's like those.
Like yesterday. Yesterday was so nice. Yesterday.
You're talking about like those days where like you walk out of your house and like your nut sack immediately like sticks to one leg or the other.
Yes.
You know, and you're like you're sitting there.
Good morning, Donzel Lamar Jones. Hey, big shout
Morning.
out. Big
Mr.
shout
Jones,
out. That's my boot camp buddy, man. That's
Me
Echo 161.
and
War
Mr.
Eagles.
Jones. What?
War Eagles.
War Eagles.
Yeah, well, you know,
Jones, welcome.
I haven't seen his name pop up in a long time. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, man. So where do you want to
I
start?
was just saying, like, tell me I'm wrong. Like,
You're not wrong.
the nut sack, you know, the on the male portion of our species, tends to stick to the leg when it gets kind of balmy outside.
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, the older we get, you know, these gigantic freaking stones that we've been carrying around for decades, they start to they hang a little lower. You know what I'm saying? Like all that girthy weight, like gravity does its thing over time. So next thing you know, I'm standing there. I always wear pants. I almost never wear shorts. Almost never. I'll be standing there like somewhere in public, man. It's like I can't just grab my like crotch area to peel my nutsack off of my leg. So I have to do this like little shifty weird movement, or put my hand in my pocket or some shit. And like dude, it's not always easy. That's all I'm saying. And there's days out here where it gets so fucking humid. I swear to God, like I just walk outside and my dick is immediately like glued to my fucking leg. Okay?
Has it ever been so hot that when you take your underwear off, it's like pulling parts of your hair out?
Dude, I've had some very interesting experiences with heat and my nether regions throughout my life, and that's just probably where I'm gonna have
Oh man, that's great. That's great.
to leave. Have you ever had a sunburn on your asshole?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I mean, me neither, but
I get them in the winter. I get them in the winter.
We're so stupid, dude.
I get them in the winter. It's so nice. It's so nice that it's hot out. I found the bike outside the front of the house yesterday. Well, Frenchie found one for me. She was like, "I know you wanted a bike. Ask and you shall receive." It's actually in pretty great condition. So I'm gonna have a good weekend, Mr. Jones. We're only starting it just now, man. And it's in. The bike itself is in really good condition. I just got to clean it up and tighten up the gears on it.
We're actually getting ready to bust out the old two-wheelers in this household as well.
Yeah. So
We're
wait a
getting ready to do
minute.
the same thing.
So wait a minute. You don't wear shorts? Like
Very rarely. And
you're gonna die one day. I hope. I really.
Oh, really? No way.
I really hope.
gonna die
I
someday?
really hope that you understand. Like, you're gonna give yourself like a heat stroke one day, because you rarely wear outside the color black.
Correct.
You
That is
know,
correct.
and then
That is also
and then you constantly wear pants. You're gonna die,
That is
Jay.
also correct.
You're either gonna get swept by a tornado or you're gonna die through heat exhaustion.
Well, number one, okay, I just want to say, first off, 10 out of 10 fucking people die on a long enough timeline. So yes, I will in fact die someday. Okay, yeah, like we're not worried about that part. Like that part has really never been much of my concern. Two, I feel like you're forgetting, brother, that A, I grew up in fucking Arizona, dude, and B, I lived in the Ozarks here in Missouri for like almost the first 5 years I was in the Army. So if anybody is conditioned to wear black all the time and never wear shorts and just walk around looking like a fucking walking stereotype, this guy right here. Yeah?
And to add into that, Frenchie says, "Don't worry, Jay. I wear black jeans and hoodies in the summer too."
Whoa! Who said anything about hoodies? Like,
Jay doesn't wear hoodies in the summer.
Let's not go full schizo on this, okay? Like, all right, let's calm down there, Papa Roach. All right, I'm not that sad. All right, like I'm just kidding, Frenchie. I love you, Frenchie.
So
love you.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. We're here. Hey, I think we should leave the boys for like the last review.
Why not, dude?
Since
I'm okay with
that seems to be the most exciting one.
We both have like what small weeks in reviews to do. I have
Yeah.
a very minor Roadhouse, and then we've got basically some military news, some gaming news, and
a little bit of both. Yeah,
a little bit of both. Yeah.
You know, we're just vibing today. And we got a game today too, guys. We're gonna play the hot seat.
Oh, we're actually playing a game today. I'm looking forward to that.
We're gonna play a game today. It's gonna be called the hot seat. There's gonna be a set of cards here. Then we're both gonna answer them. It's a very
that sounds interesting, and also possibly very dangerous.
Yep.
For me.
Good morning, Drew Davis. How you doing, my brother?
Good morning. Is that Drew Davis?
Yep.
Drew Davis in the house.
Black Hearts Now Rain. That's a good song, by the way. I forgot who plays the song. But yeah, hey man. But to start off, I just got a couple things I want to throw in there. Yesterday, spontaneously watched a movie. Watched Jungle, starring Daniel Radcliffe. And the movie is about, I believe it was a German individual. This is a true story, by the way. Jewish. Excuse me. With the accents, I got a little confused. It happens sometimes. But the movie stars Daniel Radcliffe, Thomas Kretschmann, Joel Jackson, Alex Russell.
That's Harry Potter, right? Daniel Radcliffe. That's Harry Potter, right?
That's the Harry Potter.
Okay, because you remember last week we were talking. I started watching Harry Potter for the first time ever with my daughters, basically. So I'd never seen this shit. So say again.
Did you continue them, by the way?
We're going to. We've been. So we watched a couple last week, and then this week we had. When I say we had like a kind of like a mild week, like that doesn't mean obviously that we didn't do anything. Of course, right? So
yes,
we did stuff. So we didn't really hit the third Harry Potter this week. We haven't had a chance. It'll probably be this week coming up is probably when we're gonna do that.
Yeah, actually, I have an added review too to add in after Jungle, since we're talking about we're in the Warner Brothers run. But Jungle, it's about an Israeli backpacker named Yossi Ginsburg, and he's hanging out with his boys in the woods. True story, by the way. But I'm not gonna lie, some of the parts in the movie seemed a little like, okay, did this really happen? But really good movie though. Really good movie. I'm questioning the actual story, but the movie itself is actually really good. Is it a newer movie? I apologize. When did it come out? It must have came out recently, within the last 3 years.
And you said it's on HBO? Is that what you said?
It's on HBO.
Okay.
Okay, and so we got a couple guys in the woods. They're going on like this. They're backpacking through the jungle, and one of them can't make it, so they decided to separate. And through the separation, they go through the river. A big accident happens, and then Daniel Radcliffe's character Yossi is in the jungle for I think 19 days or something like that, 20 days, 3 weeks.
Is this like a survival movie?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
But
it's not. But it's not. Oh, I'm gonna get attacked by fucking lions, tigers, and bears. It's not that movie. It's just about survival, faith.
Okay.
Faith and survival.
Faith and survival. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's about faith and survival, and
Are we talking spiritual faith or like having hope faith?
both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
And it spans between the different characters too, and oh man, it was just very interesting. To see a man make it that far and have a friend. I mean, it's a true story, whatever. Spoiler alert, guys. The movie's been out for a few years. He survives. He lived to tell the tale.
Probably wouldn't be making a movie if he died, right?
Yeah, exactly. I liked the movie. I thought
man gets lost in jungle, dies. The end.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about this is that 2 of the people from that crew was never found, and there was a whole theory about how the one guy was a cannibal and that he ate the one guy. Yeah, kind of fucking crazy. He was a famous tennis player or something like that.
So yeah, hunger will make you do some very weird stuff.
Oh no, I don't think he was I don't think he was a survival cannibalist. I think this guy was a cannibal.
Oh, we're going full tinfoil hat on this motherfucker.
Yeah, the guy that never came back with the other guy.
Yeah, he's just wandering the jungle, fucking just
eating
finding
people, yeah.
finding people to freaking cook, huh?
Yeah, but that's just the theory. But all in all, guys, go check out the movie. Oh, and let me just add in. The reason why I said earlier why I think that this made me kind of think that this would be a good role for Wolverine. One, just like his rage.
Wait, hold on. Who do you want to play Wolverine? Hold
Daniel Radcliffe.
Holy shit! You want? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's tiny, isn't he?
Wolverine's tiny.
I know he is. That's what I'm saying. Daniel Radcliffe is like super short, isn't he?
Wolverine's 5'5".
Yeah, and Daniel Radcliffe is like an inch taller than that in real life.
Yeah,
is that like?
No, actually confirmed. That's Daniel Radcliffe's height.
Yeah, he's like. I knew he was like because I've read about him, and he's very short in real life. He's a great dude apparently. Like really fucking kick-ass.
Really
person.
humble. Yeah.
Really humble. Super. For considering he's Harry fucking Potter, the dude's like overly humble. Okay, like the dude's like holy shit, right? But no, like I'm trying to think like if he's 5'6". If you slap like 180 pounds of muscle on him,
oh yeah.
If he was about 180 pounds, he would look on camera. He would look some chops, like some fucking mutton chops.
Yeah. And let me tell you, he's bearded up in this film.
Damn, John, I think you might be onto some shit,
I'm
man.
telling you, and dare I say,
I was like immediately ready to make fun of that, and then I thought about it for like half a second. I was like, wait a minute, no.
They have asked him in interviews about it too, and he goes, I don't know, maybe one day.
Oh, he's talked about it? He's actually talked about this shit?
He has actually talked about it. He wants to do it. He wants to do it.
Well, Jesus, if first you fucking had my curiosity, now you definitely got my goddamn attention.
He wants to play the part, and I tell you, dare I say, there was some parts where he did like a little superhero landing, because there's these pills.
Jungle?
There's these pills that you take in the movie, and it says it makes you feel like Superman, and he gets a little like, he starts climbing trees and mountains and shit, and you kind of like see in that moment like, hey, this guy could actually be Wolverine. So let's get it.
I just want to for all of our viewers out there, superhero landings do not work well in real life.
No.
Do not attempt them. Do not attempt them from anything above like 2 feet, because you will massively fuck yourself up.
Yeah.
If you are going to be jumping from like anything above like.
Guys, that is breaking news. Do not do a superhero landing over how many feet, Jay?
Like 2.
Yeah.
Because you'll fucking just do a PLF, kids. Look up fucking airborne PLF fucking like how to fucking land. Okay. Feet and knees together, dude. We're falling to feet and knees together, and we're kind of falling to the side. Okay. Do a PLF. If you have to jump from higher than like fucking 6 feet, PLF that motherfucker. All right. Save your fucking body. Save your joints. Don't be an idiot. Okay. Superheroes are fucking stupid, and they're bad for you. All right.
Yep.
We'll talk about that in the boys later. Okay.
Yes, we will.
So.
What else I got? Oh, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
What was that?
It's actually the third. Okay, so I have not watched the first 2 Fantastic Beasts movies, so I went into this blind. It is a prequel to the Harry Potter series.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know the whole major lore around this, but I will say it intrigued me to want to go back and watch the first 2. But there's an overall theme about this trilogy of movies. The animals.
Okay.
The animals are what the central story are based around, where a character named Newt, he carries around the briefcase, and he has like a sanctuary of animals where he protects them inside of them. And it's pretty much like his purpose to protect that briefcase. And you have like certain characters like Grindelwald, who Johnny Depp used to play. Justice for the homie, by the way. And
hashtag Amber Turd.
Yeah, me poo, blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever. But the character of Grindelwald, like I believe he wanted it, and it was believed that he was going to destroy the briefcase, and he actually slices the throat of an animal in the film, which is very fucking brutal. And not to take away from Mads Mikkelsen, who is a fantastic actor, and he did a great job, playing Johnny Depp's role. I'm not mad about it. He did a really good job. The character of Grindelwald was very, was very interesting, and the whole overall theme about this movie is love. because Grindelwald and Dumbledore are in love with each other, and they make it like this pact to it's like some kind of spell or something like that, where if one attacks the other, they die. Like the person who makes the first attack dies. So, and then they grow into this like enemy thing. It's a very compelling story, very compelling.
I'm confused listening to you tell the story, but I believe that it probably sounds like it was interesting to watch. How about that?
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot going on, but to say it
Ben
was a
Davies,
really good
what's up,
movie.
homie?
Ben
My man.
Davies, you may want
Sunday-
to hang around.
Sunday evening from across the pond.
You know, Ben Davies is probably going to want to listen
had a
to your
good
Star
summer.
Trek review.
Wait, say it again.
Ben Davies is probably going to want to listen to your Star Trek review. He's a Star Trek fan.
Oh, smashing! Absolutely. Cheers to fucking Star Trek. I have not delved into Star Trek in a long time, so yeah. Ben, please stick around. Here in a few minutes, I watched Star Trek First Contact, no shit, for the first time, and this is as a former like early '90s like Next Generation Trekkie or Trekker or whatever the fuck they want to be called these days. Like I was like hardcore into Star Trek back in the day, and I remember seeing Star Trek Generations in the movie theater, and I'm talking like within like a couple of months, like I had stopped kind of just watching Star Trek pretty much at all, and just really just that ship kind of sailed, and I've only recently started like kind of coming back to some of it. So, but please continue some of your Ben, I don't think you're as old as me, so I don't even want to hear that bullshit. All right, like no.
My review for Jungle is 8.5 inches out of 10.
Okay, damn,
And-
that's throbby and veiny,
And
dude.
for Fantastic Beast, I don't want to give an unfair rating. I do believe it's a solid 9 out of 10. I need to go back and fill
See the other ones?
gaps. Yeah, I need to fill in the
Okay.
gaps because it definitely it's pretty dark. These Harry Potter movies, these Harry Potter era or lore friendly stories. They're kind of intriguing to kind of hear, what's happening outside of the schools and,
Sure.
the wars and stuff like that. Because in the lore, which go check out our friends, Yumi and Lore, just came out with a new episode
Absolutely.
yesterday.
Spotify, freaking, I believe they're on Apple. I don't fucking know.
No, they're
on
just
all
on
kinds of shit.
Spotify. And yeah,
Spotify is their main one. I just saw Brandon post something yesterday or this morning about they're on there's a couple of other platforms they're also starting up on too.
yeah.
But yeah, they're 100% they're on Spotify. Yumi and Lore, check them out. If you're into video games, if you're into the lore behind the video games that you play, this is the show for you. Check out that podcast, freaking our boys, Yumi and Lore.
Yep, and now I just have 2 more things, and then you could take the stage. So, Switch Sports. I'm just going to say it off the bat. It is a 8.5 out of 10. It is family friendly. It is fun. It is competitive when you play online. Me and Frenchie, me and my wife, dude, we were undefeated. We were undefeated in tennis. I think we did 10 matches, and then we got our asses kicked by a power team. They just
came in and
they took
fucked your
advantage
shit
of
up.
us. They took advantage of us.
So they just came in like some fucking Ukrainians on your Russian like 1980s fucking tank, right? With a couple of javelins and just watched you guys fucking fry. Is that basically what happened?
Yeah. So the game has tennis, bowling, which the bowling is fantastic. That's another one that I'm undefeated in bowling right now.
Did you see Ben Davies? Oh, happy Jubilee weekend from across the pond.
What is Jubilee weekend?
Jubilee is like a celebration for the Queen, dude. I don't know how well I can.
Really?
Like, it's like I guess it's a big thing if you care about like the whole. That's a different. Happy Jubilee weekend,
God
Ben
save
Davies.
the Queen, right? Let's go.
Sure. Don't tell the Sex Pistols that, but yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man. Hey, guys, get Switch Sports. It's fun to play with the family. I loved it. There's badminton, tennis, soccer. Oh my God, what's the other ones? Sword play.
She's, I think, and I want to say too, Ben Davies, if I'm not mistaken, she's like 2 or 3 years away from being the longest reigning monarch in world history. I believe.
Really?
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth is like number 2 right now, but there's like, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember the last time I read the stats or whatever, but she's encroaching, every day on like, she's one of the longest serving monarchs in world history, like ever. Not just like in recent, history. I'm talking like ever.
Really? Well, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Queen Elizabeth, yeah. She's a survivor, dude. She's a survivor.
That's awesome. And
Survived the London Blitz. Fucking served in World War II. Fucking, had some kids. Fucking, they had some kids. Fucking, her grandson fucking flew helicopters in Afghanistan.
Yep.
Fucking,
cool.
There you go. Fucking Prince Harry, dude. We definitely dig him. Fucking over here on our side of the pond. So
he's gangster as hell. And
dude.
Now, excuse me if I may. I need to put in a cheap plug.
Go for it.
This week, guys, I have started my new podcast. As you guys know, I was working on a show called Flag for Removal. Well, that's not going to happen right now because I found something that I like much better. I do want to say, after meeting our boys in Yumi and Lore, they kind of helped me mentally spark this idea because I do love lore, but I like characters much better. And as we know, I've spoken about how sometimes I get into these moods and I like start doing like these obsessive behaviors where I read about things for days on end.
Sure.
Well, why not turn that into a podcast on some of my favorite characters?
Kind of feeding and also possibly healing some of the compulsions that occur.
Yep.
Basically, like when you're inside your head.
Yep.
Basically.
Absolutely. So I mean, I got a small list here that to give you guys an idea of what characters I'll be covering. My first episode, which is out now, it's a Spotify exclusive. I break down Robin Hood.
Nice.
My favorite character of all time. I learned some things about him that I didn't even know. Even then, like I'm gonna have like little reels and things like that. But some characters I'm gonna be breaking down are like Peter Petrelli from the show Heroes, Jonas from Dark. That would be a great character to break down.
That'd be a great one, yeah.
Brian Fantana from Anchorman.
Okay.
Buddy the Elf.
See, John, I love the characters that I would pick for you to do are just so wildly off from some of the ones that and I love that you're picking some of the most random, just out of the blue, kind of like, name pulled out of a hat characters to do. But that sounds perfect for a show though, and it sounds perfect for you specifically as an individual. Like that's something that's like right up your alley. It really is.
Like
it really is. That's fucking cool, dude.
I also got Spyro the Dragon, Donnie from the Wild Thornberries, Ruth from Ozark.
Oh, there you go, Ruth. Yeah.
Lady Whistledown from Bridgerton, who's apparently like she's like the gossip lady in the town, and she spills all the tea.
Okay.
Obviously, and I can't. We're gonna talk about this pretty soon. I am going to be breaking down Homelander.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about Homelander freaking here in a little while.
And
so when we do the boys here.
I got here Marvin Harry from Home Alone, Dr. Disrespect, Bisco Cheeto. But you get the idea, guys. So check it out. The Iconic Characters Podcast, the Spotify exclusive. I'm also going to be having guests, so like I asked Jay for a couple of those characters, and for those characters I'm going to need some help, so you may see Jay over on that show, but come check it out. Iconic Characters Podcast.
Where can we find that, John?
Spotify.
All right. Iconic Characters on Spotify with our boy.
You cannot
Clean.
find it on
John
YouTube. You cannot find it on Facebook. Nothing like that. And I want to thank the boys and Yumi and Lore for, I kind of got the idea from them, in a way, because they're doing like video
pull the trigger on it finally.
Yeah, and I was having trouble like trying to like push up my podcast, and I love characters and I love breaking them down. So there we go. Yep.
Beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I look forward to watching that myself. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Looks like
cool.
Ben Davies says the same. So yeah, there you go. Cheers.
Go check it out. Now, let's hear what you got.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, so kind of like going back to what we were saying earlier. Like it's been in our world, it was a very mild kind of like 168. So we basically, the girls were out of school. Nikki obviously worked this week. I did not work this week, so I didn't really do anything work related for the Roadhouse. I'll have a real short thing for the Roadhouse here in a little bit, but we basically like kind of just did like our first week of summer, and a lot of it was just kind of like lounging, chilling, getting some stuff done around the house. And then me and Nikki had date night on Friday, and then I'll go into that in a minute. And then as far as watching shows, we didn't even do a whole lot of that. It was a lot of like, we watched The Boys, which you and me will talk about. So this week, really the only review I have at all is Star Trek First Contact. Now this is a much older now Star Trek movie. Came out in the 90s. This is, again, for reference, I was a huge Star Trek The Next Generation fan starting at about, it would have been about season 4. So for reference, Star Trek The Next Generation lasted 7 seasons. This is in the days when there was only 1 season a year, basically. So I watched it for about a good 3 years. I was super into the freaking lore. I didn't watch a lot of the original series, but I watched all the original series movies, and I had a couple of like encyclopedia books that had like information about all the different Star Trek characters and stuff throughout the years.
You were getting into the lore, like you
I
were
was.
in it.
I was in it. I knew like
That's
when I watched Star Trek First Contact, like I remembered specific instances and names, who people were. The Battle of Wolf 359. Okay. By the way, Wolf 359 for you Star Trek junkies out there, that's an actual star. So when they have this Battle of Wolf 359 in the Next Generation TV series, and the Borg like just wipe their asses with the Federation fleet, that is an actual star. It is actually the fourth closest star to Earth. Wolf 359 is a real thing. Look it up. The Borg fucking wipe their asses with the Federation there. All right, so moving on. Star Trek First Contact, very interesting. I remember reviews back in the 90s being very mixed on it. Some people really, really liked it, and some people were like, what in the actual fuck? I was surprised by a couple of the plot elements that they introduced as far as how they beat the Borg in this particular movie. The time travel element got kind of weird for me. That was one of those things where like, okay, did you really need to go with the time travel thing? But it also kind of made it fun. So the movie was more fun because the storyline was way more outlandish. But Star Trek First Contact really did not keep very well with what I would call the overall storyline of, let's say, like Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. But it introduced elements from like all fucking 3 in this movie. And I missed it completely back in the fucking 90s, however many 20 some odd years ago this movie came out. I completely missed it. So watching it now, like a quarter century later, and kind of like reflecting back on what I remember Star Trek being like at the time, it was a fun movie to watch. It was absolutely fun to watch. But I would say it definitely lost some style points for me, because if you're not into Star Trek and you don't know who like Zefram Cochrane is, okay, like if you don't know who Zefram Cochrane is, he's the first guy that like, created the warp drive basically. And the Vulcans happen to be fucking, flying through our sector, basically flying through our freaking solar system when he happens to make his first warp flight. And then the Vulcans the very next day initiate what we call First Contact, which is first contact of two species basically. And the movie was okay. I deducted a couple points for style and story, but it was a fun watch, and it was kind of fun. It was like a retro movie for me. It was like going back in time, back when I was like freaking like 12, 13-year-old, just nerdy as fuck. You know what I mean? Just wishing I could fucking explore the galaxy with some of my freaking science fiction heroes, on the Enterprise, and that part was fun. It was a fun movie. I'm gonna give this one solid 6.5, probably a full-on 7, inches out of 10. Not a bad movie. Entertainment factor was there. It took up a couple hours of my life that I otherwise wasn't going to be doing shit anyways. And me and Nikki kind of had a good time with it. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up. 7. Let's give it a 7. So Star Trek First Contact, 7 inches out of 10. Freaking good job. Good job.
Now,
So,
was
yeah,
Gene Roddenberry a part of this too?
Gene Roddenberry was already dead when this movie came out.
Oh,
He passed
okay,
aw-
okay. See,
He passed away. He passed away when The Next Generation was still airing on TV,
okay.
and his wife is actually the woman who plays Deanna Troy's mother.
Okay.
And she was also the voice actor for the fucking computer. So when you hear like the iconic like voice, the computer voice in The Next Generation, that is Gene Roddenberry's wife, who has also since passed away. Rest in power to both of them. But yeah, that's her. And so yeah, but Gene Roddenberry died, I think in like 1991, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So he's been gone. He's been gone or for a little while. I could be mistaken on the year, but he's been gone for a little while, and he was gone before The Next Generation finished its run on TV. So I do remember that. So yeah, but yeah, Star Trek, kind of good to get back in there. As far as the rest of the week, dude, like, so if you wanna pull up that beautiful bean footage for me real quick, John, I'll give a quick freaking Roadhouse for me and Nikki's date night. All right.
Got you. There it is.
Oh baby, here we go, pilgrims.
Where's that whistle at?
Is that you, John Wayne? Is this me? Yeah, got myself a tall can of Modelo. Getting down there around Armadillo this week. Yeah. No, I didn't. Fuck no, I didn't. We didn't do shit this week. So it's this week for Jay's Roadhouse. Me and Nikki had a really nice evening. Me and Nikki had a really, really nice evening on Friday night. There was a thing here in Kansas City called First Fridays. So the first Friday of every month, they do basically like a art kind of festival. They have like a parking lot like roped off with like a shitload of like taco trucks and like street vendors, street food.
Oh, no shit.
And then you walk around downtown, and there's different bars, different art galleries are all opened up, local artists. So me and Nikki basically like walked around, we sipped on wine, looked at art, and then we eventually meandered over to a bar that is actually the bar itself is a bar. It's a bar and a bookstore, or like a lending library basically. Like you can sit there and like pull a book off the shelf and just read while you sip on your drinks basically. And the drinks were mostly cocktails, and it was a little pricey. The drinks were a little pricier. But we had a really good time. We were just sitting there, and we got there at the perfect time because me and her got like a couple of seats at the bar, and then like the festival was still going on, but it was closing down basically. It was getting later, so everybody started like packing the bars. So me and Nikki got there like a perfect time. We just sat there and kind of people watched and chatted with each other very nicely. When we finished there, we went to it wasn't exactly upscale, but it was a more upscale club. So it wasn't like the loud, heavy, bass beat where you can't fucking hear yourself think, and
Yeah.
Everything's in black light, you know what I mean? And like, so you can't see shit. No, it wasn't like that. It was a more chill and relaxed atmosphere club. And we went there and, chit-chatted with a couple people. What's that?
Drink and read.
That was the first place. The second place, we just kind of like closed the night out. We had just had a nightcap basically there. And then, came home, and that was basically it. We went over to a friend's house this week, a couple times actually, went over to his house. Both of my girls are learning how to ride four-wheelers apparently now, right?
Hell yeah.
And both of them experienced how careful you have to be. So both of them actually took a spill. The four-wheeler is not like a full adult size one. This guy, this friend of ours, he built smaller four-wheelers, but they're actual four-wheelers. Like they take gas, they have engines, you know what I mean? Like they can go about freaking probably like 30 miles an hour or so, at full speed. So these are actual like ATVs basically. Like they're just made for kids. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We sell them over at my store. Yeah.
Yeah. So both of my kids took spills, and it as a parent that is terrifying. Let me tell you. But everything ended up being okay, and they ended up having fun. And to their credit, my little warrior women, dude, they both got back on and just kept riding.
Yeah.
So that's freaking to their credit. Freaking, I got a couple little warrior princesses. Freaking, I'm trying to raise the right way. So I was pleased with that. That's about all I have for the Roadhouse this week. This week upcoming, I am working a few Royals games starting tomorrow.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I'm working tomorrow, I'm working Tuesday, and then Thursday is Pride Night at Kauffman Stadium. So I'm definitely going to be rocking one of my Pride shirts, you know, to show support and solidarity to all of our LGBTQ plus, like all of our fellow freaking people out there, because we do love you and we do support you, and we want you guys to like know that like we are out here and we're not just a bunch of freaking haters. All right, our community is for everybody, and we are very, very inclusive, and we don't care like who you are or where you're from. We just want to hang out and party and have a good time. All right, so let's all fucking have a good week ahead, giving the devil his due. So that's Jay's Roadhouse for the week.
And I just want to say, you know, even though like Kansas City is literally last in place, like your favorite team is last in place and my favorite team is first in place.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! In baseball, yeah.
You know, and
yeah,
dude, but I know the Royal Stadium is gonna have a good time.
Oh fuck yeah, they always do, man. Well, and the thing is like,
you guys party like champions anyway.
Oh, dude, partying out here and like drinking are like fucking pastimes. Like me and Nikki were discussing like, what can we, you know, we're talking about like doing date nights. You know, like it's a regular thing now. So like every Friday is gonna be date night, and me and Nikki are like, okay, we want to go on a date every Friday, but what the fuck do we do out here if we're not drinking, right? And so like we're actually like, because drinking is like a fucking pastime out here. Like people just drink and they party. Yeah, that's what they do out here. Like that is how people just, it is like a cultural thing. That is why tailgating is such a massive thing at fucking Arrowhead every football season. People literally like will come to fucking Arrowhead Stadium at like 8 o'clock in the goddamn morning and start fucking grilling before a football game, dude. Like it's I'm talking just redonkulous, like how serious people take this shit out here.
It's good tradition.
It is, and we do have a lot of fun. So, but yeah, fucking Royals suck, dude, and people really are getting tired of the front office and the managers right now. And they won. The Royals actually won yesterday. Holy shit, they beat the fucking Astros 6-0. We were watching that. At our buddy's house. But they won yesterday. But dude, they haven't even won 20 games yet this year.
Yeah.
They won the game they won yesterday. That was their 17th win. They haven't even fucking cracked 20 wins yet, dude. They're doing bad, dude. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's funny too because an ad just came up for a game that's starting at 11:35 p.m. on the 5th today.
Wait, 11:35 p.m. or a.m.?
p.m. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like New York time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that
late as
freaked
hell.
me out. That must be a West Coast game starting. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, we'll have
Yankee Stadium. Fuck me.
Can you imagine? Like,
I'm not watching that game tonight.
That must suck being on the East Coast when like shit's happening on the West Coast and like
we gotta wait. Yeah.
Yeah. That, like if it's a game you really want to watch and it's like some West Coast shit.
You know what's even worse? That I can't. That if let's say I didn't have cable, right? And I bought the MLB network, I wouldn't be able to watch the Yankee games because they're aired on television over here. So what's the point of buying the network? So I just fucking illegally watch the shit.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say the quiet part out loud, but what other option do you have?
Sue me.
Just saying, throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, capitalist pigs. Like, you know.
Puta capitalista.
The greedier you get, the more money we don't have to spend. So I don't know what to tell you on that one, dude.
Yeah, and
it was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Once these guys got a hold of just streaming shit for free, it was over.
Oh, bro, it's been over, homie. It's been over, homie.
So what's next? The Boys? Are we doing the Boys?
You know what? Yeah, why don't we do the Boys and then we can slide into our gaming and military news, because I know we have at least one gaming news thing that ties directly into military stuff.
Yep.
And then we have like a couple of different gaming things and a couple of different military things this week. So like, yeah, why don't we just slide right into the Boys and then we'll get into our fucking news, man.
Yeah. Hey, so guys, I mean, look, there's gonna be a spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning if you haven't seen all 3 episodes of The Boys up to this point. Spoiler. We're not going to go hardcore on the spoilers, but definitely, like, we can't talk about it without some spoilers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's just literally some things that we shouldn't talk about just for the sake of the plot.
agreed. Agreed.
Because, I mean, to kind of start off, there is a lot going on in these 3 episodes, like, a lot.
I would also like to unequivocally state that as kind of like relaxed as I can be sometimes with my kids and like some of the stuff that they view, you know, there are some what you would call R-rated movies that I don't mind if my kids watch, right? The Boys, I will not allow my children to watch this show. Yeah. It is extremely adult, extremely fucking dark, and some of the subject content, the subject matter is so fucking just over the top, just adult as fuck. Like I don't care how mature kids can be at times, and this is in no way like underestimating, like, you know, because kids are a lot smarter than we oftentimes give them credit for, right? This is not a TV show your children should be watching. If they are fucking like if they're not in high school yet, they should not be watching this shit at all.
Yeah, I mean,
like at fucking all.
Especially for one specific scene where one guy they're snorting coke, and he goes inside the one guy's penis.
Urethra.
Yeah, he goes in. He literally he shrinks.
Goes inside the dude's dick hole.
He literally shrinks into the size of like a penny, and he goes inside his penis, and he sneezes and grows, and he kills the guy.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, and everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
Like,
now, can I just say the part when Butcher caught him in the bag?
That was badass.
He started shaking.
Starts shaking the fucking bag full of fucking coke with the fucking little miniature fucking superhero in it. Just gets him fucking yacked the fuck out. Like, yacked the fuck out. Like,
yeah, and again, guys, we're spoiling that part because it's not part of the plot. It's really
it was just one specific scene, but oh my god, like this show has just increased everything every season. I'm familiar with the content because of the comic books.
They upped the ante this
back in the day,
season, and it's only 3 episodes.
Yeah, this TV show is way like ahead of the curve as far as like they're basically breaking boundaries with this, like with all of it. Like,
now, what's very interesting, I like what they're doing with A-Train. I kind of feel like I see what's gonna happen now that we know about his little issue.
Right.
You know, and now I kind of feel like that now we're finally going to start seeing a character turn good because racism was brought to him. Because that's what it looks like with that character, and I'd like to see A-Train kind of make a turn for good. Homelander's lost his fucking mind.
Yeah, the deep is still just
the deep
insecure as fuck.
Oh, can we talk? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Can we talk about that one scene?
Which one scene?
When the Deep had a couple of them, right? When he had to eat the fucking octopus.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, when I'm saying like this shit is not for kids, dude. Like, that's one of the darkest.
That was very graphic.
That was one of the single darkest scenes I have not just ever seen on a TV show. That is like up there. Like I want you all to know something. Like, I've seen the worst of the worst movies. Okay, a Serbian film. I've seen it. Salo, 120 Days of Sodom. I've seen it. Okay, like I'm talking like I've had some traumatizing experiences with video entertainment in my life. Okay, yeah. That scene with the Deep eating that octopus was up there.
It was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. It's
extremely disturbing, and this is one of those shows that part of the reason I think me and John are so kind of like perturbed by some of this stuff is because you go from an extremely disturbing scene like that to fucking laughing your ass off like 2 minutes later because like they pulled some wild ass shit, and you start laughing and you're like, the emotional kind of like tug and pull of this show is so extreme. You don't know. It's like you every episode you're like, oh my fucking god, what is that?
The shock factor is definitely a bit disturbing. I'm not gonna lie about that, because it not only touches it, but it rubs it a little bit, and then it fucking bites it right off. Like
Yeah,
it is
absolutely.
it is definitely, like you said again, definitely not a show that any kid should be watching. I mean, there's a lot of penis, there's a lot of drugs, there's a little bit of
Sex.
everything.
There's like, oh, speaking of sex, we have not seen like Herogasm is not part of these 3 episodes. So Herogasm, this
Yeah.
is yet to come. So this is a comic book that takes place around the timeline of this particular season, and they have confirmed
That
there is an episode called Herogasm. So we are going to see the superheroes in a super orgy at some point this season.
Yeah.
It has not happened yet. So be on the lookout.
And I
be on
am
the
gonna
lookout for
say
Herogasm.
that I mean that rooftop scene, I know which one I'm talking about. That was probably the one scene
That's
that almost made me shut it off.
That was so, like, we were just talking about how disturbing the Deep eating the octopus was. The particular scene that John is talking about, I don't even have words for it.
Yeah.
It is literally like, it is as bad as it gets, emotionally. If you are easily triggered, I don't recommend this show if you like, because they really, really, really push the boundaries and envelope for not like taste. It is distasteful. Yeah. Like some of these scenes,
distasteful.
Some of these scenes are just if you're not a motherfucking sociopath, psychopath, fucking some kind of just like social misfit that just doesn't give a flying finger fuck about anybody else in the world, you might be okay.
Yeah.
But if you're not that, if you're not one of those things, and you have feelings, and you actually give a fuck about your fellow human beings, this show can fucking scar your soul. And I'm just gonna warn you with that shit, because when he says Homelander fucking loses his mind, it's even worse than like him letting the plane fucking crash. You know,
Yeah.
in the
and that was just, and
it's
that was
way
just,
worse than that.
I mean, even that, and not to mention that whole scenario came back again, and even
Correct.
now it's just
Correct.
it's I'm kind of scared to see what the next few episodes are going to be, because we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we know Herogasm's going to happen, we know Soldier Boy's going to appear one way or another.
They're bringing Soldier Boy. Obviously Soldier Boy's coming at some point. Like, we've seen some of that. So
and
like
then that character himself has encroaching issues that make him very, very fucking controversial. And I mean,
this shit is
and to end this part up, the producers of The Boys have openly said that Amazon has never said no to them. So
this is one of those things where I have to be very careful with how I grade this and how I present it, because
I'm not grading it.
Yeah, this is one of those TV shows, like, if you're into the comics, if you're into a kind of like dark retelling of what superheroes could be, if, like, let's say superheroes are all like, I don't know, giant pieces of shit, you know, this is it, okay? But this is definitely not, I cannot recommend this for people who are very, emotionally sensitive. Some people who have experienced, like, in the past, in real life, like, emotional traumas. This show can dig some shit up out of the trenches of your emotional well, and I'm just gonna say, like, if you're into it, you're into it. Yeah. I'll give it a plus. I'll give it a plus for that. If you've never seen it, don't start with season 3.
Yeah,
don't fucking start with season 3.
I mean, we've seen dicks going around necks. We've seen dead whales. We've seen Superman let a fucking plane crash on purpose. Yeah, just to be a fucking dick.
Nazis. Nazis trying to take over the fucking United States. How about that?
Yeah, so, and actually that's another big issue too, which I'm actually kind of interested to see what that payoff is going to be. I mean, you can't kill Homelander because he's what the show is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He's the big enemy that you want on the show, because after him, I mean, then why? Yeah.
There's no big bad after him, because, well, aside from maybe the Vote Corporation.
Yeah. Which,
aside from that corporation, like, he is the big bad, and he is turning more into the big bad every fucking episode. Like, he is, at this point, he is completely unhinged, and it's scary watching it. Yeah. Because he is. Yeah.
And these
I'm just
guys
gonna
are
stop.
and these
I'm just
guys
gonna stop.
and these guys are touching PTSD. Like that's the one thing about this show that I am sensing a lot. There's a lot of PTSD vibes with Mother's Milk, with Butcher, with Huey.
Butcher, and the way he treated Homelander's kid.
Oh man.
You know, I saw that. I cringed so hard because I was like, "Fuck!" Like, "Fuck!" When you accidentally just crush a kid's soul without meaning to.
And that situation is like up for debate too. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
That's
I don't
a
think
very debatable situation.
All he had to do was make up some shit on the spot. You know, he's been working with the CIA for how many years? All he had to do was make up some shit on the spot, and everything would have been okay. But instead, he snapped at the kid, the poor kid.
Yeah.
Got angry. He got angry instead of thinking about what he was gonna say, and trauma. You know, just like I said, digging up emotional shit from the fucking trenches.
They really are.
Yeah.
Now, guys.
You know, just bringing shit up from like the bottom of the fucking emotional well of our hearts, man. Like, just good show, but fucking trigger warning all day long when you watch that shit.
Yep. And now we're gonna take a 3-second commercial break for our last Rogue Energy commercial.
All right.
Our last Rogue Energy commercial. Cause I gotta Johnny Carson this shit real quick.
Do it.
Tell him, Jay. Tell him.
When it's Friday night and you got a hot date with your hot woman, but you don't know where you're gonna go, and you don't know what you're gonna do, you need Rogue. You line that stuff up across the top of that back of your toilet. You take a blast, go right into outer space with Rogue. You will know exactly what color and taste the number 7 is. You will hear all kinds of shapes, sounds, wonders. Have you ever drank absinthe? You ever heard of the Green Fairy? That bitch is on steroids when you go Rogue. Next date night, go Rogue. By the way, the Federal Drug Administration does not approve in any way, shape, or form using Rogue in the way I fucking describe. So don't do it, all right?
And on that note, I want to give a big shout out to Joe of G Fuel. I'm not going to make any official announcements right now. I just want to say I saw this dude with a G Fuel shirt. I said I liked his stuff. He gave me a bunch of free shit. So this is the last time
we may or may not be in talks. I hope Joe is sympathetic to our cause. I hope Joe also knows that if G Fuel does become, in fact, our new sponsor, we will treat him very well. We will always give him shout outs. We also like to make fun of the products that we are supported by. So,
and I just want to say, Frenchie, I need you to say it out loud. So we received 2 flavors. Tetris Blast, which was bon appetit. Hey, Uncle Jesse, how you doing? Thank you for
Jesse.
Thank you for checking out the show, Theo. I appreciate it.
Jesse LeBron. Again, powerful name. Jesse LeBron. Like, god damn. That sounds like a mountain of a man right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tio El Montana.
So with G Fuel, I had the Tetris Blast. My wife had the Wumpa Fruit, which was a
Tetris. You said like the
Tetris
game
Blast. Yeah.
What the fuck did that taste like?
It tastes like
Tetris.
Like
fucking did it taste like Soviet Russia?
No, it did not taste like Soviet Russia, but it tasted like if Gushers were turned into a drink.
Jesus.
It was so good. But Francesca had the Wumpa Fruit. And what did you mix it with? With rum. And how good did that taste? It tasted fucking bomb. So apparently it's a trend that people have been using G Fuel to make alcoholic beverages. But then G Fuel made a PSA not to do that. So.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you guys on the East Coast? You guys are like the same people that brought us like fucking sipping beer out of 40s with a straw.
We probably did create the sipping beers out of 40 with the straw. And
you
we're
did.
Proud of it.
Oh no, you did. That was 100% an East Coast trend that started on the East Coast. You didn't see anybody down south, Midwest, or especially on the West Coast, doing that shit for years after people on the East Coast were doing it. So that is 100% an East Coast trend.
And now we're gonna play a quick game.
Okay.
We're gonna play a quick game. So we're going to play the hot seat. I'm gonna pull out a card. I have a lot of cards, and these cards we have to answer them as honest as possible. Although, who would ever know?
Right. This sounds interesting. You have my curiosity piqued here.
All right. The hot seat. All right. The hot seat. Now, I've played this game with my wife, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, and it was probably one of the funniest things that ever happened because my brother-in-law got all the personal questions.
Okay.
So it was just hilarious. So, the first one. Oh,
what you got?
Shit.
What?
Unfortunately, no one has forgotten about that time that I blank.
Unfortunately, no one has forgotten about the time that I blank. Oh
shit, Jay.
Which one? How do I pick one? That's like me picking a fucking name out of a hat like you did earlier with the characters you want to do lore for. Like, you know how many fucking times I've fucked up in my life, dude? That, like, people have never let me live down? Are you kidding me?
Well, now you get to choose
which
one.
Which one? Oh, fuck.
I'll give you one.
Go. You go first. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. No one has ever forgotten about the time that I...
Me.
No one has ever forgotten about the time that I... Oh, when I had a angry outburst and Naruto jumped on top of someone's car.
No fucking way.
Yep, there were witnesses.
Did you really, dude?
I really did that. I have problems.
Bro, dude, what?
I'm mentally unstable, guys.
No way. You don't say. So, I'm dying to know. So, like, what the fuck did the owner of the car do?
He went around the block, and the cops were already with me. And he was like, "This guy jumped on my car." The cop was like,
"No, I didn't."
The cop looked at him and was like, "We got him. He's going to the hospital. We'll take care of it."
And that was it?
Yep. And it's funny because I see him every day too.
Have you ever told him you're sorry?
Almost every day, right? Yeah. No.
Did you ever tell him you're sorry, dude?
No.
Why?
He doesn't stop.
Fair. So, do you have it like planned out in your head if he ever stops?
Oh, absolutely.
I've always, no matter how late I am sometimes on my redemption, I guess if you want to call it that, or saying I'm sorry, I always try to fucking say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Down the road, whether it's down the road, whether it's the next day. Yeah, I was being a real fucking weirdo that day, so I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
And that's the hot seat, so let's hear yours.
I'm still blanking. I've got so many goddamn shits that I could pull, man. Nobody on my first deployment will forget the time that I saved the day by getting a wrecker with an RG-31 attached. You know, we were towing an RG-31 and we were going across a canal. And immediately after getting out of the canal, there was this like inclined fucking hill. And I was driving the wrecker. This is a recovery vehicle. It's like basically like the Army's version of a tow truck, okay. For everybody that doesn't know. And this RG-31 had broken down on mission basically, and it had basically broken its fucking axle. So we got it attached to the wrecker, and we're towing it across this canal. And the incline of this hill coming out of the canal was such that the first couple times I tried to go up the hill, the fucking wrecker would just go up the hill, and then we didn't have enough fucking ass, so we just I had to like fucking back it up with. By the way, with an RG-31, that's an engineer vehicle attached to it, right? Back it into the canal and then like fucking rev it the fuck up and go and try to go up this hill. Well, finally on the fucking third time, I finally fucking made it. And like I remember like the LT coming over the net, you know, and be like, "Good job, you know, good job, fucking Wrench." You know, that was our call sign, was Wrench at the time.
Wrench.
You know, "Good job, Wrench." and we fucking started going home, back to the fob. Due to the time of day it was, if we had just gone straight home, we would have made it back for like dinner chow.
Oh shit.
So I'm hero of the day, right? Because I got this fucking, towing this vehicle up this hill, fucking got it out of the canal so we can start going home. We start going home, and we're going through a couple of these villages. Well, there was a 90-degree turn, and there was a wall, that was also 90 degrees, but it was down a little, kind of like down a little bit of a, kind of like a lip almost. And when I made that 90-degree turn, I turned just a little bit too tight, and the truck that was following my recovery vehicle didn't tell us that the RG31 had started to crawl up the side of the fucking wall that we were turning around. And so when it came off the side of that wall, it fucking hit the ground. And because those tires are so filled with air, it fucking bounced. And then it bounced again, and then it flipped over.
Holy shit.
And so now we have a broken fucking Army fucking recovery vehicle because it twisted the thing that was attached to the fucking RG31 twisted, so broke all the hydraulics on that. So we have a broken fucking recovery vehicle now on the ass end. And now we also have an RG31 that's on its side. Long story short, we missed dinner chow, and we were out there until fucking way after fucking dark. And I went from here, Private First Class Campbell went from hero to goat in about 5 minutes that day. And it's funny to tell the story now, but at the time in the middle of Afghanistan on my first deployment, it was not funny. And I went from hero to goat fucking in about 5 minutes.
And no one will ever forget it.
No one on that deployment no one on that particular mission will ever forget that, because everybody was hungry, and Private Campbell was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, good job. You fucking dick, now we missed dinner. Fuck you. Fuck you, Private."
Our next one. What type of contest would I win between all the people in the room?
Singing "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult karaoke.
I could definitely beat someone in a pizza eating contest, hands down.
Done and done. Done and done. Rock and fucking roll.
The next one. What would I choose to be paid with if money wasn't an option? Shit. Definitely cannabis.
Ass or grass?
Ass or grass?
Ass or grass? You pick.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
What you got?
What is the most dangerous animal I could beat in a fight to the death?
Any fucking bird of prey. They're definitely dangerous, but I've never had a problem taking battle damage to fucking win the fight. So I'll probably lose an eye. I'll have fucking deep ass fucking like talon fucking cuts. My body will be sliced to pieces. But watch me rip a fucking bird apart with my bare hands. I'll fucking do it.
A bear?
No, a bird.
A bird.
A bird of prey. Bird of prey.
Little bird.
So like
like a vulture
eagle,
or some shit.
Even worse. I'll go golden eagle. I'll go fucking straight up golden eagle, 9-foot wingspan, dude. I will fuck that motherfucker. I'm gonna get fucked up too. Okay, I want to make this very clear.
Yeah.
But I will fuck a bird up, dude. I will rip that fucking thing's wing right off of its fucking body, dude. Like when it fucking attacks, dude.
I think I could definitely beat like a wild dog, like a dingo or a wolf or something.
I want you to know, John, I love you very much, but there's a reason I didn't pick dogs.
And there's a reason why I never fought them either.
Yeah.
What is something?
If I had that kind of confidence, I would have said the same thing.
What is something I hate having to pay for?
Medical coverage.
Water.
Cool. Fucking even better.
I fucking hate paying for water. I hate it.
Or car insurance, like all that just dumbass shit that we pay for that we see nothing on the back end of. You know what I mean? Just see nothing on the back end of. Like we like, for reference, we have health coverage, in our household. We're very fortunate to have it. My oldest daughter broke her wrist a couple months ago, and we still had to pay out for a fucking a visit to the ER, dude, with insurance, by the way. So like we're paying out the ass every month for insurance. We still paid out the ass to go to the ER with insurance. So I'm like, that's medical coverage for me, dude. I'm like, where is my money going? Because I still paid both. We pay all of our bills every month for fucking the insurance. Why the fuck are we paying anything when we fucking have an accident and go? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just saying.
The next one. What is the strangest thing that's ever happened to me?
Oh God, I got a couple of these.
I have two.
Go ahead.
I could think off the top of my head. The first one I can remember was at the Infantry Museum.
Okay.
And I was walking with my wife and kids we were going inside the museum, and these two praying mantis fell on top of my shoulder.
Okay.
And it was during the act of,
mating.
Mating, when the male is about to, get
lose his head.
Yeah, get murdered, get decapitated. And I think I saved that praying mantis's life by that happening. And it was big. It was a big praying mantis. It was like, oh, dude, it was maybe just under a foot. And the second one I could think of, when me and my wife were being vagabonds in New York City, we were going up the stairs of Penn Station, and this guy with this Nokia cell phone, he came up to us and he's like, oh, these games, they're so good. The games, take a look at the graphics. And this guy, the phone, we're not talking about an iPhone or like a Samsung or anything like that. We're talking about like a Nokia phone that you could throw into the wall and it wouldn't break. And I think he was like playing like Snake or some shit like that. And he's like, take a look at the graphics.
This dude's even more fucking fucked up than we are, huh?
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, that's pretty much the weirdest thing I could come up with.
I remember a long time ago, way before Army, I was in a really weird season of my life. Things were, it was kind of like being in the ghost world. You know what I mean? Where you're just kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like reality is reality, but your reality is not everyone else's. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I took this long ass drive one day out past the mountain range. It's like immediately outside of Tucson, Arizona, on the east side. They're called the Rincons. And way outside of Tucson, going down I-10, it would be going on I-10 east from Tucson. You pass this mountain range, and you can take an exit, and you can go basically on a road behind the mountains, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I did that, and I was, like I said, just in a weird season of my life. And I was just kind of just wandering and exploring and whatever. And I was questioning whether or not I should just keep driving, right? And I was driving down this dirt road going behind this mountain range. And I saw a piece of paper like stuck to a tree. Like it was a mesquite tree. And so I stopped my car. I get out and I go over to the tree, and it's like a little, like sticky pad, like notepad, kind of like, and somebody had pushed it onto the branch so that it would stay. And do you want to know what that fucking sticky note said? Keep going.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You want to talk about fucking weird, dude? It was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna keep driving. And so I kept driving, and that was the first of several strange things that happened that day. But that was one of the more weirder, like, it was so weird, like, part of me was like, save that paper, right? I wanted to save that paper, but I still had enough of a grasp on reality to understand that that paper was not for me. But the fact that I drove by it, the fact that I fucking saw it, you know what I mean? And then for what it said on the paper itself was just, wow, that's fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, like that'd be mine.
We'll do 5 more before we hit the news, because this is actually fun.
It's just kind of fun. Enjoying it. We haven't played a game in a while. This is nice.
Ooh.
Cheers, fuckface. Ben Davies, to answer your question, brother, I was in the Army just shy of 12 years. So about 11 years, 9 months. And I just got out last October. I've been out officially less than a year up to this point. So, yeah, I spent a little bit over a decade and had a lot of fun and enjoyed the shit out of it. So I'm also enjoying not being in the Army right now, right? So
I'm actually curious to hear what your answer is for this one.
oh boy.
What instructional YouTube video would I be famous for?
I can't answer that question on this show. I can't answer that question. And the reason I can't answer that question on this show is because
Oh man.
I've still got some stuff floating around in the gray matter that presently rests between my ears that I'm actually not allowed to show people. And if I do, I can go to jail.
There you
So
go.
there's your answer for that
Well,
one.
there you go. For me, it would be like mixing like pothead foods, probably.
There you go. See, that's a lot more wholesome.
Like
I
don't
your
know,
answer.
like
I your
pizza,
answer
like
way
pizza
better.
bagel bites and spicy Dorito chips or some shit.
Ben Davies. If you really want to know,
It would
like
involve a lighter and papers.
it definitely would involve some type of fire, possibly stuff that goes boom. Yeah, for sure. So, and I'm not just talking about how to make it. I'm also talking about how to employ it. Okay, so we're not just talking about the manufacturer of it, it'd be employing it as well. So that's why we don't talk about that stuff here. Okay. So
My
you
face
got?
is on the cover of a cereal box. What is the slogan?
My face is on the cover of fucking Wheaties, and at the bottom is just gonna say, "Jesus hates a pussy, so don't be one."
Mine would say smoke another.
There you go. There you go.
Smoke another. If I were a professional wrestler, what would my name be?
God damn it, dude. I was a professional. Stupid.
Clean Sanchez. Boom.
I like your. That's perfect. Clean Sanchez for you. That works. Fucking. I would totally be a heel, but like I need a good name for like a the guy that's like God damn it. I quit. I don't know. You got something for me? I don't know. I got nothing.
No. But
I'm blanking.
we got two more. This one is good. This one is good. What do I do that my parents would be surprised to find out?
Okay, so actual answer. As like me myself and not a character we're playing on here. No shit. I don't think I have any longer the power to surprise my parents. So I kind of lost that a long time ago, and I think my parents have always been very supportive, and so even if they don't necessarily agree with everything that I do in my life, they're kind of out of surprise with me. I've been around the block so many fucking times. You know what I mean? Like I've been around the block so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
I don't think my parents would be surprised by anything at this point.
I don't know. That's a really good one, right? I don't know. Think they should be surprised that I play golf now? Maybe. I don't know.
There you go. Maybe golf. Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of that's a rough one, man.
that is a rough one because we're at ages where either you just don't want them to know, or
Right.
if they know, they know.
Right. That's functionally like that's it, dude. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's a tough one. And last one. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a good one. What question will I never say yes to?
Question will I never
Because
say.
there's so many.
I will never say yes to. I don't know how much money are we talking.
Yeah, we'll choose a better one for the last one.
Yeah.
Ooh, Frenchie, come here. No, you don't. Choose the last card. In the middle.
Got
in the
it,
middle.
Frenchie.
Not the, somewhere in the middle. All right. What put?
Any guy's answer.
Well, I think she just answered this for the both of us. What puts me in a good mood immediately? Rejoining the army. Ben Davis is right for that last one. Yeah. What puts me in a good mood immediately? Blowjobs. Boom.
There you go. Dude, it's like the first time you get a blowjob, it's like hallelujah, right? Like, and then like the 1000th time you get a blowjob, it's like hallelujah, right? What never fails to put me in a good mood?
Hey, Eric James, thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. That question makes me feel kind of like a piece of shit.
Let me see.
What never, you know what? Honestly, when I see my children happy, when I see Nikki happy, when like we're getting ready for bed and like all is well in the world for once, you know, and like everybody had a good day and like the house is quiet. When there's a thunderstorm outside and I can just sit on the porch and just watch, you know, the lights of the gods, you know, like power my fucking night. That shit puts me in a good mood. You know, that shit always puts me in a good mood. Like seeing my loved ones happy. When I see some of my homies from like Arizona, the army, whatever, like people I've met throughout life, when I see them on Facebook and doing like really good things in their life and like producing positive change and just becoming the fucking gods and goddesses that I knew they always were, that shit makes me happy. It always makes me happy every fucking day.
Cool.
I don't get a lot of happy time in my world, unfortunately, but when I am happy, I'm truly and deeply content, and it usually revolves around other people's happiness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's get with the news real quick, which is super short.
let's do it.
Where's my just super quick, see the world premiere gameplay level from the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 during the Summer Game Fest on June 9th at 11 a.m. Streaming live at summergamefest.com and also in IMAX Live in select cities. Make sure you check that out. Right now I'm looking at some breaking news to see if there's anything good. Let's see, because we got some stuff here. Fortnite just went back online, which is what we're going to be doing today. Let's see. God of War Ragnarok fans confused by lack of news of PlayStation Play. Okay. GoldenEye 007 Xbox achievements continue to leak for unannounced remaster. Doesn't make sense to me.
What about what about that thing? The thing we talked about this morning with the
Oh yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
Which one you want? You want Chinese military or you want the
Chinese military goes with military, so let's stick with the money one first.
Okay, so the money one. It cost $110,000 to fully gear up in Diablo Immortal. Guys, we talked about this before with Avengers, how it would take several $100,000 to have every unlockable in the game. Everything. That's the go. That's pretty much.
I believe Avengers was like several thousand though.
Yeah. I think it was like 40,000 or something like that.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
This one is how much?
$110,000.
$110,000
on a free to play game.
On a free to play game, if you want to get everything on the game, buy a house.
Yes, buy a house. $110,000. You could buy a house.
Put a fucking down. You could definitely put a fucking giant down payment on a fucking house for that. If you have $110,000 to put down on a house, dude,
you should not be playing Diablo Immortal.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude! Like, are you kidding me?
While
what?
There
should be fucking investigations into this shit, dude. This is like what happens when kids get like their parents' credit cards and shit, and like, what a fucking horror show. Can you imagine like how far into debt you could possibly go?
Yeah.
With like $110,000 for a video game.
Yeah. Now, granted, we're not saying that, you know, that you are sitting there spending all this money, but you probably are. You are probably sitting. I know people who have spent thousands of dollars on World of Warcraft alone. You know what I mean? I think I've been pretty guilty for spending a couple $100s on Call of Duty. You know, I think
I made a couple of guilty purchases on Modern Warfare a couple years ago. I'm going to say this unequivocally though, and this includes myself 100%. If you have reached about somewhere between $80 and $100, so let's say you bought the game for 60, let's say 50 or 60, and then you spent like 20 or 30 or 40 bucks on top of that. Once you hit about $100, dude, on a video game, if you have to spend a dime more, you're wrong.
I have a question though.
The game is wrong.
What if we have like a special Ultimate Edition though, where it comes with, like, you know how I got like the night vision goggles?
No, fuck no. No. This is gonna be you and I have a long-standing philosophical disagreement on money in video games.
Yeah.
Not that you support it necessarily. It's more like
the stance on it.
Your stance on it is if it's worth it, it's okay to pay. My stance is release a fucking finished video game. Release a fucking finished video game first with all the shit up front, and then if you make like an add-on, like let's say like old school like Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Ooh.
If you make an add-on, if you make an add-on to the game that's worth fucking paying for, I will fucking hand you my money. If you're gonna sit there and release an unfinished AAA game and expect me to pay to play or pay to fucking win or pay for the fucking kick-ass skin that I want my character to have, you're a piece of shit. And if you are paying for those things in your games, this is not necessarily John's opinion, but this is my opinion, you're part of the problem. That's Jay's stance. I know it's not necessarily a hot take, but it's also slightly controversial.
I will agree though that due to, you know, people paying for it, it enables them to do it more. You know, that is a big thing.
If you follow this down the trail, what it is eventually going to create is there's only going to be people who can afford to play the game playing the game. That's it. Like at the end of the day, they're creating games only for people who can afford the game or afford to play them.
Yeah.
The game should come finished. You should have access to everything in the game. If they make add-ons that are worth it, that's worth paying a little bit of extra money for.
Yeah, and
the entire model of video games has been so fucking disrupted by market capitalism and these greedy fucking corporations. It is like it boggles my mind. $110,000 for shit in a video game, guys.
And
they will pull the plug.
And
they don't even make fucking discs anymore.
It also says here in the article that you sent me by Philip Gelkovich that, holy shit, that it would take roughly 10 years of playtime for a free-to-play player to fully kit out a character in the game's current iteration. 10 years.
I got a question for you. What happens when the fucking internet goes down? What happens when they fucking stop? When they fucking
shut Diablo 3?
What happens when they shut the servers down? And the game's just over. Did you spend $110,000 for what? Because right now it's all just floating in electronic space, and it doesn't officially exist in real life. There's no disc. There's no fucking anything. Once the game's over, the game's over, and you just spent $110,000 for fucking what? That's my point. That's always been my point. You know what I mean? Like, I can fucking plug in my fucking original Xbox sitting at my fucking left foot right now. I can plug in my original Xbox, throw some fucking discs in that motherfucker, and play a game right now. I cannot do the same thing with my Xbox One that is sitting right above my original Xbox, you know, over here to my left. I can't do the same thing. So if the internet's down, I've got a brick that doesn't work, and I've got another brick that I can still play video games on as long as I've got electricity. Which one is worth $110,000 fucking dollars, John? You tell me.
None of them in my eyes. None of them. All right, so.
Still love you, homie. Still love you.
Of course, bro. I mean, listen, we all have our own opinions.
I am so fed up with corporate greed, man. Corporate.
I agree. I agree. And then some of us are just like riding the wave just for the fuck of it, because it's like, well, what can you do? You know, like some of us have conformed, some of us have not. And I pray, you know, hey, you stand your ground.
I do.
Stand your ground.
I do.
The next one, this is actually really funny. Chinese military secrets leak on a video game forum, and it's not the first time that War Thunder fans have leaked military secrets. In the article here by Charlie Hall on Polygon.com, a fan of the video game War Thunder has leaked classified Chinese military documents on the game's forum. While the details of the anti-tank weapon in question were previously known, this is the first time that authenticating documentation has been seen outside of China. How do we know the documents are authentic? Well, they're pictured next to the weapon itself.
Perfect.
The weapon in question is the DTC 10-125, an anti-tank round fielded by the modern-day Chinese military, also known as kinetic energy penetrator. Ooh. Its job is to punch through metal and breach the internal compartments of a tank and knock it out of action. As such, its capabilities are closely guarded secret, or at least they were until someone on the War Thunder forum got into an argument and needed to prove a point.
That's usually how it goes on the internet. Everybody gets all fucking emotional on the fucking internet, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let me fucking prove it." Yep, and then they prove it, and now some fucking secret shit just got leaked. But it's secret shit from the Chinese military, which, by the way, we already have stuff to counter this stuff. So I just want to let everybody know, like, you can still rest easy. All you 19 kilo, all my tanker buddies out there, you guys can rest easy, okay, in your tanks tonight, okay? Because, like, don't worry, we got these motherfuckers, dude.
Yes, we do.
We just officially know that they actually have it now.
Yeah, and it also says here that this is not the first time that classified information on modern-day weapons systems was leaked on the War Thunder forums. In July 2021, details of the UK's Challenger 2 main battle tank were leaked, and then in December, particulars of the French Leclerc main battle tank also ended up online.
Right. We live in the age of information, man. Like, ain't no secrets anymore.
If there's anything that I've gathered about gamers, is that not only are they petty, but they're also irrational. Okay, very irrational. And the moment that someone tries to piss them off, they're giving out secrets like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
as you can see on War Thunder.
With a quickness, dude. Like they're like.
And what's funny is that these dudes are fighting over a video game about tanks and planes and stuff like that. And I guess like he just got so sourpussed about the situation that he had to actually get the information about the actual tank.
But I mean,
you can't write this.
No, it's internet culture is so toxic at its core right now in history. And yet we're seeing internet culture also doing things that we never thought we'd be able to see it do, which like leak Chinese military secrets, not NATO. You know, we're not talking about the United States. You know, like John said, like some, you know, the French tank. You know, the freaking, you know, some shit from the UK. We're talking about Chinese, like, military secrets here. Like, the internet is there. Okay, I also want to remind everybody that today is June the 5th. Okay, it's the anniversary of Tiananmen. Okay, it happened between the dates of like June 4th through the 6th, 1989. Okay, and so for all of our Chinese brethren out there, we still stand with you. We didn't forget what the fuck happened at Tiananmen Square in 1989. We will never fucking forget. Okay, Tiananmen Square absolutely fucking happened. Tank Man is one of my fucking personal heroes. If you don't know who Tank Man is, or he's also known as the Unknown Rebel, look him up. Okay, I want to remind everybody, we're talking about Chinese military secrets. And we see what's happening with another authoritarian country right now in Russia, right? You know, we see what's happening to them in Ukraine. Just let these motherfuckers ride their fucking wagon until the wheels fall off, okay? Because we are still going to be there at the end. Authoritarianism does not work, okay? Especially not in a modern society, and especially not with the fucking internet. Authoritarianism is just old fucking people trying to hold on to power that they never really had in the fucking first place, okay? So grab your fucking dicks and get ready to fucking ride, because we ain't fucking acting like bitches over here, all right? Jesus hates a pussy. We ain't fucking that. So here we go. Here we go.
Cool. And on that note, guys, you know, we're coming into the end of the show. You know, so we want to give a big shout out to all our homies right now.
Fuck yeah.
Yumi and Lore. You know, go check them out. New episode just came out. Check out NJ Blaze Online, blazeonlinenewjersey.com, 80s Babies Gaming, the Paleo Giant. Check out the New Jersey Veterans Network and check out Doc Shup. Oh, man.
Check out Pablo Martinez, freaking Forged and Fire veteran. All right. Check out Chris Patterson, fantasy author. All right. We're going to shout out all the homies. All right.
Every single homie. Every single
one, man. We pour one out and we freaking kiss them goodnight. All right.
Yes,
Every fucking night.
This episode was not titled.
Uh-oh. I guess we're going to have to come up with one then. How about 110,000 for what?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Look
Well,
at
guys,
that. See how quick I am on that?
This is true. Well, guys, you already know what time it is, all right? You already know. It's summer. It's time to meet with your homies, have a couple drinks, have a couple bonfires, put your cell phones away, shut your TVs off, throw the radio on and put on some AM radio. Listen to what those jackasses needs to say every now and then. Just vibe, man. This is not the time, man. It's not the time. 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. If you don't want to call them, call us. If you don't want to call us, text the lifeline. Talk to your homies. Let someone know. Check in. Answer your phones. If you see the homie drowning in water, throw a life raft. If you see him choking, do the thing.
Heimlich that motherfucker. Heimlich motherfucker.
There we go. Heimlich that motherfucker. You know? Shit.
Got this, John.
America's back, baby. All right?
Coming back, and we're coming back in a big way, man.
Yes,
we ain't
are.
fucking scared.
And we're all here for each other, guys. So please hit that hotline if you're feeling down, if you're feeling lonely, if you're having a hard time communicating with those closest to you. Make that call. Go into Google and hit the chat. Text them. Hit the lifeline. Dial 988. Talk to someone now, guys. It's been fun. I mean, we're at episode 61. This has been a ride, man. This has been a ride. And to be honest with you, I think we're going to make a whole little episode segment with the hot seat, because
Kind of like it.
there's a lot of good questions in there. But
I think we should. That's cool.
we'll do one more before the show ends.
Okay. Okay.
One more before the show ends.
Do it. One more. One last one.
All right. If I had a blank wall to graffiti, what would I write?
Mother, should I trust the government?
Mine would say, "Who watches the Watchmen?"
I like it. I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming by. You guys are a trip. Family, friends, acquaintances, enemies, whatever it is. We'll see you in 168 hours. Don't drink and drive. Nothing good happens after midnight. Never trust a man with a mustache. You know the deal.
If you're gonna fucking tap it, rap it. And if you can't fucking rap it, don't be a dummy. Shoot it on her tummy.
Whoa.